Hello folks, welcome back. In this video, we are going to see how to integrate our Kubernetes with Ansible. To enable this one, I brought up my Ansible server which was down and also our Kubernetes cluster is running. I have updated procedure to integrate Kubernetes with the Ansible in our GitHub repository. Let's jump in. Under Kubernetes folder itself, we have a file called integrating Kubernetes with Ansible. If I go here, it have list of the steps what we should follow. First thing is log into AWS server and copy public key onto Kubernetes cluster master account. This is the step we need to do so that our Ansible can able to do the passwordless authentication with the Kubernetes master. Next, update host file with the new group called Kubernetes and add Kubernetes master in it. I'm going to create a new host file. Under that host file, I will add the Kubernetes master IP. Next, create Ansible playbooks to create deployment and service. These are quite simple here. It's something like it is something like what we have executed in our previous lecture. So if I go to deployment, this is Kubernetes Velox deployment. I will tell you how it can be done. If I go to tasks, just we are using the command what we have used in last lecture to create a deployment. And we can ignore this one for time being because I will explain when we are using our Jenkins job. Similar way, if I go to our service file, this is also quite simple. We are going to execute only our kubectl command. Instead of using command module, we can still use the kubectl module which is available in Ansible, but this is easy to manage, so I'm using the command module. Let's jump into our AWS server and integrate Kubernetes with Ansible. So let me get the IP of our Ansible system. This is the IP. Session, SSH, IP address, and key pair. And for Ansible server, it is EC2 minus user. For better understanding what I will do, I will change the terminal appearance. I will give the this one so that it give the different color. Yes. And let me increase the font size. I will rename the terminal as well. Ansible server so that it would be easy to identify. Now let's become Ansible user. I'm a Ansible user. Now I want to log into Kubernetes cluster without password. Then we should copy our public key onto Kubernetes cluster. SSH copy ID also can do, but we should create additional user for that one. Why we need to use that one? We'll use the existing user itself. So let's go to .ssh. Here we have ID RSA pub. Whatever is there in this file, just copy this one and go to Kubernetes master. Go to tilde nothing but home directory and .ssh. Here we have authorized file. Add to this file. Shift G O. Okay, it is not copying. Sorry, let me quit it. So instead of doing that one double greater than authorized, I'm just appending our public key to that file. Once it is done, let me open it. So I have added. So where I have added, under root account I have added. So from Ansible system, I can log into Kubernetes master as a root user. So let's try that one. SSH -i and Ansible server public IP address. Let me take, because I cannot use private IP address here. Both are different VPCs. Either you need to enable VPC tunneling, which is another concept. So SSH -i tilde slash dot SSH and ID RSA. This is our private key. Onto target system as a root, I want to log in. So just execute yes. Yes, I could able to log into 33.126 from my 21.216 system. Okay. So let's exit. Nothing but I can able to log into Kubernetes cluster without password now. Clear the screen. So first step is done as per our documentation. Next, update host file with the new group called Kubernetes and add Kubernetes master in it. For this, what we should do, we are going to cd/opt. Under opt, we were working on Docker directory. Now I am going to create one more directory, sudo mkdir Kubernetes. I am creating a directory called Kubernetes. Let's go inside to Kubernetes. Nothing is there. Let me create hosts file. Sudo vi hosts. Here I am going to add my Ansible server, that is localhost, and our Kubernetes server IP as well. So Kubernetes server IP, I can take it from here. This is the Kubernetes server IP. Now instead of using this one directly, we can use other option is there. In previous lectures we were directly using it. We can have one more efficient way grouping these servers. So Ansible server. Similar way, I am creating Kubernetes group. Under this one, whatever servers are there, those can be accessible as a Kubernetes group. So let it be like that. Now cat hosts. Okay, this is how our hosts file. Let's go to third step. That is create Ansible playbooks to create deployment and service. We have already opened it. Let me copy this. Let me take the file name first. Sudo vi file name I. Next, copy the file with alt so that no special characters comes. And I'm not copying this one. We'll use this one in the next session. So let me copy it. Okay. Kubernetes Veloxy deployment is done. Similar way, sudo vi Kubernetes Veloxy service.yml I. So this is our service file. I'm copying service. Okay, we have copied it. Now if you see here, let me open this file. So I'm opening the deployment file. We are creating a pod using the deployment, and if you see here hosts, I'm using Kubernetes. So this is the Kubernetes group. Under this group, whatever servers are there, on that servers this playbook is going to run. We are going to create a deployment only on master node, so we have specified the master node over here, right? And become true, it is optional. Just I kept it because anyway we are logging as a root, so we should log in as a root user. If we don't specify this one, it will try to log in as a ANS admin itself, because that is the default user, right? But there is no ANS admin user in our master server. That's why I'm saying to my system that use the root user to log in, and ANS admin have the privilege to become a root on the target system, because we have copied our keys onto root user. Next task, we are just executing the task to create the YAML file. This is the command it execute on the remote system. Similar way, we have service file. If you see here, this is the same thing over here, and service file. All right, that's all for this lecture. In next video, we are going to execute these files and see how it is going to create deployments and services. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video.